Buenos dias, buenas tardes, and buenas noches at whatever time you're tuning in. Welcome to Business Matters with Laura Nowlin podcast. And make sure that you click on the link below so that way you can follow us. And we always pretty much speak from the heart here. Nothing is scripted, and we shoot from the hip. And so today I have my friend here with me, Briseida. We called her Bris, but you're going to have to say your first name because I know I'm tearing it up. Briseida? Briseida. So we just call her Bris Mundo. But welcome to our show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So, let's go ahead and first start. How did you make it to Las Vegas?
Okay.
Where do you come from? Share a little bit about your personal story of how you got here to Vegas.
Okay, absolutely. Well, my name is Briseida
Mundo.
Short Bris Mundo. We came here in 2019. Okay, yeah, before COVID. And it's been 6 years. Not that much, but I've been through so many. That's when we got here. My family lives in Riverside, California, but we are originally from Cuernavaca, Morelos, Mexico.
Mexicana.
Mexicana. And we were raised in Riverside, California, but I married Gerardo, my husband, and I met him in Cuernavaca. So I stayed in Cuernavaca, and that's where we lived in Cuernavaca, and then we moved to Jalisco, Mexico. And we've been, I think in Jalisco, that's where we most live. We lived there for 18 years.
Most of your studies, where were they at? Were they in Mexico since you were back and forth, or the U.S.?
Both, because we would go back and forth. Well, living with my parents, it was in Riverside, so that's where we studied. But when I was a teenager, my dad sent us to Mexico to learn how to speak Spanish correctly, read and write it. So that's where I attended some studies also, and where I met my husband. Yeah, so I did some college in Mexico, but all my immigration profile that I have has been here in the U.S. So it would go back and forth.
Originally, what were you studying?
Computers.
IT?
Back then, it was programming.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, programming. That's what I started studying, and I have my associates in program, and it's Mexico is programador analista, which I don't do, and I don't know how.
But I studied it.
Yes, but we studied, and that's what made me go into all the computer programs. I do know a lot of programs. I know how to work with the programs, Excel, Microsoft. But back then it was PageMaker, CorelDRAW. Those are the ones that I really got into. And I like the computers. I know how to run the programs, but I do not know the IT inside.
Got it. And so what made you decide for Las Vegas to be home for you?
This is interesting. I have a friend here. I met this lady by phone, okay? Her name is Maria. She is in the community here in Vegas, and I had my business as immigration consultant in Riverside, California. I started it in 2020. So I would go back and forth to Jalisco in Mexico. I'm in Mexico and Riverside because we had clients in Riverside and in Mexico as well, helping our community. There's so many green card holders and U.S. citizens in Mexico, U.S. living in Mexico. So we will help them, okay, with tax filing, okay. Green card holders to obtain their citizenship and renewing their green card, doing so many different things for them, helping the community. And when I met Maria, because I have another friend that lives here in Vegas, and she's from Cuernavaca, she introduced me to Maria. And one day we were talking about what was going on in the community regarding immigration. I'm not an attorney, okay, but I've been as an immigration paralegal. I know I'm always updated with, all the rules and laws that come up with immigration, USCIS. And she had so many questions because they were kind of confused about wrong information coming
Now, yes.
Yeah, like it is right now. And she invited me to come here to Vegas because they were going to have back then there was a DACA workshop. Okay. And she invited me to be part of the DACA workshop. And I decided, well, I came to visit my dad in Riverside, and that's we decided to come here for some days in Vegas. And I loved it. I saw all the what's needed in the immigration Hispanic community, and I stayed. I decided to just leave it all, and okay, we're staying in Vegas, and we've been here for 6 years.
No, it's awesome. So how many years studying and doing immigration?
20. I started counting when I obtained my certificate in immigration as an immigration consultant. But I started back before. I worked with the University of Universidad del Estado de Morelos. I was the assistant of the International Relationships Office. So there, el Dr. Arturo Ornelas, he would send me to help the students, okay, to obtain their visas, their student visas.
Okay.
Do all that process so they can be able to come to here, the U.S. or any other countries that we had a trade with as universities. So that's when I started, when I started. But in 2020, I decided to obtain the immigration certificate. So
it's been quite a bit of years then as well.
Yeah.
Just you studying and at least being in that field.
Yes, you have to be updated with all what's going on. We do not provide legal advice, but we do know how to fill out the forms and what the person needs to obtain any process that they are willing to.
And so me with CS Now Staffing and her company doing immigration, we decided to team up as partners. And so right now we've been working on TN visas, right? So let's talk a little bit about a TN visa and what countries we're able to do that with.
Yes. I opened Mundo Services, created Mundo Services here in Vegas in 2019 since the week I got here. And I decided to stay. And so what we are doing, TN visas, those are been out for so many years, since...
It's nothing new.
No.
It's been there.
At all. No. Since Presidente Salinas de Gortari, Mexico's president, he signed that trade with U.S. and Canada. It's been out for so many time, but we haven't
really used them and taken advantage of it.
As we should, yes.
Yeah.
So that's why we're working on that right now.
Right. So let's tell people a little bit about how those visas work, so then that way they can reach out to us. Okay, you can reach out to 702-902-2448 if you're looking to bring someone who is educated with a degree for whatever certain type of position that your company may need, that we're able to then work with Mexico or Canada, and our staffing agency will find you that right person that you're looking for that speaks English.
Exactly.
So a little bit more details on that.
Okay, so what we need, number one, they need to have 70-80% of English knowledge.
Yes,
okay,
they need to speak English, and that's what we'll worry about, because we're going to get you that right talent that you're seeking.
Exactly, and what the employer also needs is that once you're here, that you're able to communicate, with whoever you're going to be working with. So what we need, if you have it, there's some not. Well, there's many careers that are acceptable. Just maybe some certifications that are not. In Mexico, what we have is tecnológicos, okay? But they are eligible, okay? All we need to prove is that you have your certificates, that you graduated, and you have knowledge of what you have studied, okay? If you're working right now or you have worked, that will help a lot. And that's it. That's what we need. And once you have your passport, we will help you to work out with whatever we need to get you to obtain your appointment at the embassy.
right? So let me explain it from the staffing side. So if you're a company out there looking for the best talent that you could find, let me tell you, things have changed. We're no longer competing for a good workforce in the United States, state to state. We're now competing worldwide. So let's take advantage of that. If there's already TN visas with the country of Canada and already with the country of Mexico, then what we'll do is, let's say you're looking for, I don't know, an engineer, a civic engineer, but your budget, maybe your budget's like, my budget's only about $50,000. And guess what? I can't even find one in the United States for someone that has the experience, that has that education. Then what we do is we say, okay, not a problem. They need to be bilingual? Yes. Okay, it's in construction field. You want them to speak Spanish and English, but you want them to be able to communicate very well in English and that they have some type of experience. Then what my staff does, our team, is we source. We go out there and find what you're looking for in Mexico. We find that young man, young woman who is willing to come to the U.S. and that has the education, that has the certificates, that has everything. So we kind of treat it like a direct hire, right? And now we're giving that opportunity for really to change someone's life from a different country here. Because I will tell you that there is a big difference on work ethics.
Yes.
Okay, and that's one thing that we're right now struggling with, is the individuals graduating. A lot of times they don't even have the good work ethics. It's like, what happened with our education system? It's not really giving us what we really need anymore. Yes. And so one way that we can compete to bring that right talent is that we could pull it out of a different country, the right talent. Basically, you're paying our firm to be able to do this. Then we work on all the paperwork with the individual to make sure that they are qualified to meet the stipulations of one country to another, whatever the government has put in place, the regulation. And so then we basically follow that, submit the process, and then now we brought this person legally into the country, okay? And the working visa is good for 1 year. Then we renew it. If he or she is doing a good job, then we want to renew it.
And it can go up to 3 years.
It could go up to 3 years. Then once you reach 3 years, we can now possibly even apply for a green card for them.
Yeah, that will depend on the employer, but you have that option to do it. So it's a very great opportunity. This has been going on for so many years, but now that you hear us, please contact us. It's very important. There's so many students I know in Mexico that have not graduated. They need to be graduated, okay?
Yes.
But if you are maybe in 6 months, a year to graduate, start contacting us so we can start. You can start looking for an employer as well.
And here's what's so awesome: we're both from Mexico.
Yes.
Okay, but we're both U.S. citizens, right? And I want to see, how can I give back, right?
To our people.
Let me tell you, when I first started going back to Mexico and implementing and starting to build a team of professionals in Mexico, my family said, we never thought you would come back to your original country and give back to your community. Who would have thought, right? So to me, this is a service I want to serve. Yes. I don't charge you any extra for that visa. I take it out of my cut. That's how I pay Briseida.
I know. Thank you.
Okay? Because I don't even charge the student. I eat that cost because I know that we're transforming lives and we're bringing the right workforce that we need here. If we can't find it locally, like I said, we're already competing worldwide. So we have to jump in and how do we get the best talent here? That's the type of talent we want to bring into our country.
And there are so many opportunities, not only here in Vegas. I know we can do this out.
Well, we could do it anywhere.
States,
We
okay?
could do it anywhere.
Yes,
Anywhere in the United States. If you're out there watching us, give us a call. Ask to speak to Laura. My number is 702-902-2448. If you're an employer out there looking to building a team of professionals, that's what we want to help you do.
Exactly. And another thing also is that if you know an employer, if you know about an employer that's here in the U.S. but doesn't know how to do this and wants to contact us, that's what we can help also.
Yeah, we want to help you. We want to help you.
Yes.
And also, if there are people here that maybe were on some type of visa and they're stuck,
Yes.
reach out to us. See how we can help.
Yeah, we can
We're always willing to just sit down and talk and see, well, was it something wrong that maybe it was done in the with the paperwork? How can we help you?
Yes, we can do that as well. And remember, this has been outside for so many years, but this is opportunity because right now, if you heard news this morning, TN is being reviewed right again. Okay, they're going to go through some other points. It was reviewed this year in May. Okay, and they made some changes, but we're still working. Mm-hmm. It's still going on. It hasn't stopped. Right. And yesterday, I'm sorry, I told you that President was with the Canada. They got together and they spoke some things, and they're okay. We're going to continue working with Canada, Mexico, and U.S. So things are going so nice, and we have to continue working with our community.
Right, and I know that the fees have gone up.
Yes.
We have seen the change in there. That's what you've seen as well, right?
Yes, they have gone up, but it's still, it's something that it's worth it, okay? Because you're going to have the opportunity to come and work here. Hey, not only work, you're going to expand your language, okay, the English, okay, you're going to learn more about, and you're going to have the opportunity. If you decide to come here to work with an employer, and a year after, or 2 years after, you have found another employer that's interested in you, you can change that. We can change that and work with the other employer, and you can continue being here. But what is also important to know is, hey, if you are married and you have children, we can work that out and you can bring your family.
Eventually.
Yes.
Right.
That's awesome.
So we're not breaking up families, but we're doing this legally.
Exactly.
With laws that are already in place. Exactly. Right? Yes. So once again, thank you so much to our sponsor of CS Now Staffing, and you can reach out to us at 702-902-2448. God bless.
Bye. Thank you.